If you were to put something in a time capsule from 2025 to be opened in 50 years, what would you put in there?
I'd honestly put probably some electronic device in there that's kind of inexpensive.
Letters that your children would write to themselves.
It's like a conversation with your future self.
Right.
I would put my camera in there.
Oh, look at that.
We got some cameras.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I'd probably put modern political memorabilia in there.
Printed photographs, a lot of print media.
Definitely modern currency, especially like, probably nickels, pennies, dimes, and maybe even throw in a $20 bill in there.
I have tarantulas. I think I would put the tarantula skins in the time capsule.
Good, not alive. Okay.
Yeah, not alive, no.
Hey, I'm Mr. Beat, and I'm here in Seward, Nebraska as America celebrates its 249th birthday, and apparently Seward, Nebraska is the place to be on the 4th of July.
This is the 4th of July in Seward, Nebraska.
4th of July
4th
City.
of July City. I come here every year, and it is amazing what this town puts together every year.
They don't mess around with 4th of July here.
That's right.
Oh, we weren't joking, Cynthia. It is Nebraska's official 4th of July city. Every year on the 4th, the town's population explodes. Pun really wasn't intended. As it puts on all kinds of events, from a parade, to a concert, to a fair, to a car show. I'm serious, Brady. It's crazy here. But we're not here for the 4th of July. We're here for the opening of the world's largest time capsule. On July 4th, 1975, Harold Davison sealed a 45-ton concrete vault filled with around 5,000 relics. By the way, a relic is a valuable old thing that has survived. This vault was a time capsule, and a really freaking big one at that. A time capsule is a container to store and preserve relics that represent life at a particular time, and Davison wanted to do just that. A massive time capsule to represent life in 1975. He spent years planning its construction in front of his furniture store. Here is that furniture store. It still exists. See? Davison once joked, "You can make more money on this store if you just lock the doors and let everything sit for 50 years. Instead, he buried a bunch of stuff that could tell us about the year 1975. Likely better than a book could. What do you know about the year 1975?
I do somewhat think about Gerald Ford. Secondly, as a huge baseball fan, the 1975 World Series. As a Yankees fan, it was nice to read about because the Red Sox lost.
I remember seeing a photo of my father in platforms.
Great music. That's all.
But he also buried the stuff to let people communicate more directly with their grandchildren or great-grandchildren. He instructed everyone to open the time capsule on July 4th, 2025. And that's today, July 4th, 2025.
I think it's more special because the opening is done in conjunction with the 4th of July, the celebration.
And all day long, people will be retrieving items from it.
We actually didn't know about this until last year.
Yeah, not a lot of major things happen in rural Nebraska, I feel like, that attract national attention. So we wanted to check out this world's largest time capsule.
Yeah.
I heard about the car, but that's all I know is in the capsule itself.
Yeah.
It's just the car.
On the trailer there is the car, Chevy Vega.
My name is Todd LaRue. I work for the LA Public Library Foundation. I've got a long-standing interest in time capsules, so I'm extremely excited to be here in Seward, Nebraska for the opening and unveiling of the world's largest time capsule.
All the way from Los Angeles. This is crazy, yeah. In 1975, folks from Seward filled the underground vault with letters and other personal items, newspapers, magazines, books, household goods, clothes, which included a pair of bikini panties. It was in the time capsule.
That's what it's called.
They're bikini panties. It's like I don't know what a bikini panty is. Records, tapes, soda bottles, bowling pins, a scholarship fund, apparently, and even a brand new Kawasaki motorcycle, and yeah, Chevy Vega. Holy crap. Many locals today believe they have something waiting for them in that time capsule. Many filled out this form to find out if they did.
Where did you get a ticket? From my parents' safety deposit box from 50 years ago.
Wow.
You probably want to hang on to your ticket. Absolutely, I don't want to.
But I want you to give me your information here so that she can contact you and match them.
And now they're here to check out stuff from their ancestors. Pretty cool. So if you want to tell my viewers who you are and why this time capsule is significant to you.
My name's Al Geis. I'm originally from around here. I went to high school, junior high and high school here in Seward. When we were younger, a lot of the elementary school kids, we wrote letters to ourselves to be put into the time capsule here. I know you have one. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't gone through there yet.
I'm Chris Galen. Was born and raised here in Seward. Al and I were part of the high school class of 1981. I moved away in the late 80s from Nebraska. I've lived in the Washington, D.C. area for almost 40 years now. So just like Al, he joined the Army and saw the world there. I moved to the East Coast, but we both ended up back here in Seward on the 4th because this is a big day for us. Because when you were 11 years old or 12, however old you were in 1975, the time capsule was a big deal. It was a great idea by Harold Davison to help promote not only his store, but also to promote Seward. When you're 11 years old, you think 50 years in the future is a long time. And yet here we are, still kicking it 50 years later, and so I wasn't going to miss this opportunity.
What are you expecting to find?
Probably just maybe a letter that I might have wrote to myself back then.
Part of the reason I came here is because my mom was very clear back in 1975 that she had written letters to me and my younger brother Luke, and put them in an envelope and buried them here with everything else. And some of the correspondence, a lot of the paper things haven't aged so well, but I just found on the shelf that letter in an envelope, and it was clear as day that it was my mom's handwriting to me and my brother. So I'm looking forward to opening that up. I haven't even opened it up yet. It's still on display.
By the way, Chris later opened up that letter for NBC.
I hope you had a good education, a happy, successful life.
In 1977, the Guinness Book of World Records certified Davison's time capsule as the largest in the world. This promptly upset the folks at Oglethorpe University in Atlanta, Georgia, who had said that their time capsule was actually the world's largest. This dispute led to the Guinness Book of World Records dropping the time capsule category altogether. In response, Davison added on to his time capsule, building a giant pyramid over it, this time with a 1975 Toyota Corolla in it. He sealed that portion in 1985, and for the last 40 years, this was the world's largest time capsule. Well, a few days ago, Giant Machines dismantled the giant pyramid and took the vehicles out. By the time we got here, most of the stuff in the time capsule was either on display or given to descendants of those who left the stuff. But hey, I mentioned that time capsule at Oglethorpe University. Let's talk about that one for a moment, eh? Known as the Crypt of Civilization, it's, once again, the world's largest time capsule, but this one won't be opened up anytime soon. It's not meant to be opened until at least the year 8113. That's 6,088 years. If you go back in time the other direction, back to the past, 6,088 years, that's the year 4063 BC, before the wheel or writing were invented. The Crypt of Civilization was the first known attempt to permanently preserve a record of human progress over the preceding 6,000 years. Again, known. Eventually, just about everything human beings create is lost to history. Unfortunately, there it is. All this stuff is sitting in a room about 20 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet in the basement of Phoebe Hearst Hall. The crypt, no, it doesn't have a crypt keeper. The Crypt of Civilization contains 800 books on microfilm, voice recordings of world leaders, and a bunch of scientific instruments, among other things. The mastermind behind the time capsule was Thornwell Jacobs. There he is, sealing the last object holder to go into the time capsule. He permanently closed off the time capsule so that no one and no outside air could get in. There's the door to get in, but again, no one is allowed to go into it for 6,088 years. But the Crypt of Civilization is just one of at least 15,000 documented major time capsules that currently exist worldwide. Wikipedia actually has a list of some of the bigger ones. Now, there are actually probably way more than that. possibly more than 1 million. But here's the thing. According to at least one study, people lose track of 95% of time capsules within 5 years of burying them.
There was a time capsule I went to visit at the San Francisco airport that had been buried in the 50s, I think, or 60s, was completely lost track of. They uncovered it in construction, like in the mid 70s, and then they lost track of it again. And then they discovered it close to when it was supposed to have been open in 2000, and it was just so disappointing because the things that people include, they thought were so important, were just kind of like no interest whatsoever in them. And the things that we really want to know, they would never thought about putting in.
Why do you think so many people leave a time capsule and then they forget about it?
Well, it's hard to maintain that kind of knowledge for however many decades that it's been. People's lives change, they move, so many things can happen. Maybe even they're aware of it, but they can't find it or don't remember where they put it if it wasn't well documented enough in the first place. Most of them, I think, have been in there long enough that unless there's a plaque saying when it should be opened, which is the case with civic or institutional time capsules, if it's just done by an individual, the chances of them being around and having the knowledge and the wherewithal and capability to recover it are unfortunately pretty slim.
That said, many modern time capsules are very well documented, notably the Westinghouse time capsules. Westinghouse Electric Corporation made one in 1938 and another in 1965 and buried both in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park in New York City. Both contain household items and their burial spots are well documented and precise. Not only that, but Westinghouse created thousands of record books listing everything in these time capsules and distributed these books to libraries around the world to make sure future generations remember they exist. Which is good, because no one will be allowed to open them for at least another 4,875 years. There are also digital time capsules. In 2006, Yahoo! One of the pioneer companies of the early internet, started one in which users could submit to a digital legacy of how life was that year. Yahoo opened it on March 2nd, 2020, but by that time, the company had become irrelevant and hardly anyone paid attention. But hey, have you heard of that new upcoming science fiction film called 100 Years? It's starring John Malkovich and it looks awesome, but sorry, you probably won't be able to watch it. It won't come out for another 90 years. Yep, it was made in 2015, but it's not scheduled to be released until November 18th, 2115. Until that day, the film is locked in a high-tech safe behind bulletproof glass, which will automatically open on, again, November 18th, 2115. 1,000 people have tickets made out of metal for the premiere, which they can hand down to their descendants, of course. So we're at my alma mater here, Augusta High School. 25 years ago, my friends and I buried a time capsule in the publications classroom, and I'm gonna see if it's still there. I highly doubt it's still there, but we're gonna check it out anyway. We placed it in a empty light socket thing, and so that's why I brought the screwdriver in case we need to bust in. But don't worry, the current principals know that I'm coming, and so I'm gonna check in at the front office and we're gonna see if the time capsule is still there. So let's go. Okay then.
Your book is now over there, Mr.
Well,
Market room.
It should be on this side over here.
Okay. So he hid something in the wall.
Me and two of my friends did. I actually told one of them, I was like, I'm gonna go check the time capsule, and he was pretty excited. I don't even remember what we put in it, but yeah, it's
Okay, so this is the current room.
It should be. Oh, this is the current one?
That's the current.
Oh yeah, it's not that room.
That room.
It's this one right over here. I remember.
Here?
No, so this is the new edition.
Got the window going outside.
Yep, that's the. I brought a screwdriver just in case.
Okay.
It's either this one or no, I think it's this one actually.
Okay.
I think it's this one. Say, how do we know that all this stuff that we place in time capsules will actually survive a long time? Well, we have recently opened very old time capsules. Like in 2014, when folks in Boston opened a time capsule supposedly buried by Paul Revere and Samuel Adams in 1795. There was stuff in there found from 1652, and most of the relics in there were in surprisingly good condition. But here's a twist. The time capsule was first discovered in 1855 by accident. They reburied it, adding stuff from that year. And in 2015, they reburied it again with stuff from that year. In case you were wondering, the oldest known time capsule that hasn't been opened yet is under Cleopatra's Needle in London. At least it was the oldest one that I could find. Again, records for time capsules have been surprisingly bad. That one, which features all of these items, was sealed in 1878 with no scheduled opening date. By the way, this is almost 3,500 years old, so it makes sense that the time capsule was buried near it. But I just keep coming back to what I said earlier. You remember what I said, right? The thing about how 95% of all time capsules are lost to history.
People lose track of 95% of time capsules within 5 years of burying them.
Yeah. That's the one. As someone who studies history for a living, this is so disappointing to me. After all, if we can't get people to remember their own crap that they buried in their backyard, how can we get people to remember the big lessons of history?
So they updated this. This is, they got some computers and stuff.
Oh, this is a computer lab now. Okay, great.
Hey, buddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's this crazy?
You think this is the room?
All right. I think yeah, because these rooms over here should be in that corner there, I think. If it's not this room, for sure it's in the next room over.
Okay.
Something like this, where there was a cover, and it could be behind here as well, but let me just double check. I'll promise you. Okay. Probably think I'm crazy. So sorry. So sorry.
I feel like the kids talking about that.
This might be it.
I mean,
This could be it.
promising.
It's very promising. So,
What class? Class of 2000?
yeah, it was the yearbook newspaper class with Miss Gibbs. Rest in peace. She's, so I.
Dum dum dum.
Yeah, this is it.
How did you put a time capsule?
I don't know. It could be the next room over.
You found it. You actually found it.
Holy crap! I didn't expect this to actually be here. This is it. So this is the time capsule.
Capsule from 2000.
Yeah. So let's just check this out. I know that you probably didn't believe me. And I'm making a video about time capsules. That's why I'm doing this whole thing. It's here. Eden. Shout out to Eden. Alyssa and Josh. I think they were dating at the time.
Sorry for not anymore.
Josh's pager number. Back when we had pagers. That's Coyote football schedule 1999. This is crazy. It's Brent.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
I don't know why I put this in there. It says, Matthew, you are quite funny. It's been fun in band and journalism. Good luck in your future. Keep smiling and laugh a lot. You recording right now? Are you getting all this? Yes. We have chapstick. This is 25-year-old chapstick. Something wrapped around it. I'm like shaking right now. I did not expect this to still be here. We have one of these, so I gotta find a computer that can actually read the floppy disk.
Verbatim company.
Okay.
Oh, an invoice.
Invoice. Jim's formal wear. Oh, this is Dan's tux that he rented for prom.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot in here. I didn't think we had all this stuff.
I can't imagine kids just stuffing stuff in the wall.
Eden put this in here as well. I need to.
Throwing stuff in the wall?
Yeah, we were clearly very busy. Here's a poem that Dan wrote about his cousin. Let's see here. Misty, remember Misty? A list of different like perfumes at Victoria's Secret. She put that in here. I can't believe like a bug didn't poop all over these or something. I don't know. Looks like there's pieces of gum in there too.
Don't touch it.
You want some Trident? This is crazy that this is still here. Yeah, this is what it looks like now. We put it in there. Oh, this is, okay, so this is, if you look at the old yearbooks, I did the comic strips for the yearbook. And so this was one of them that was in there, saying the Pledge of Allegiance and everybody's asleep. So, you know, I had dad jokes even back then. And this is an envelope. Remember me when I'm gone. Is this Kevin? I think Kevin put this in here. He's out in Colorado now. Oh, this is sealed. Okay, I'm gonna get this to Kevin. Is that Kevin? Is that Kevin? You don't know his handwriting. Feedback rocks. That's my old band. So I put this in here. Time Capsule, Matt Beat, December 10th, 1999. Remember.
Okay.
See, I told you. It was almost exactly 26 years ago. Oh, another poem by Dan. So he typed this one up. Yeah, because I just talked to Dan the other day about this, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to check it out. And he's like, I have no idea what I put in there. I have no idea at all. All right, well, thanks guys for letting me do this. I'll put this back. Maybe you can get the current senior class to.
Yeah, put another one in.
I was just assuming we wouldn't find it.
It was 12/10 of 99 when you put it in there?
I think
That's what that said?
That's what
Your-
September of 1999.
Was it September?
Yeah. So like.
December 10th.
Oh, you know what? We probably put things in here multiple times, is what I'm thinking. Because we were so busy working on yearbook stuff. Yeah. So productive. The senior class of 26, they can put stuff in there and then check on it. And 2050, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the time capsule.
Yes, I know. And I actually.
Wait, did you break in?
Yeah, that's my friend Kevin. He gave me permission to open up the sealed envelope as he watched in a video chat.
Yeah, that's my signature. That's my handwriting.
I figured it was. I'm opening it now with your permission.
I'm Matt's dad.
I don't think he's sorry.
Oh. I think there's like IDs in here or something. Yeah. Yeah. We've got your ID. Oh, it's in mint condition.
I don't even know what that is.
And Augusta Public Library card.
Oh, there's my library card.
Unfortunately, my laptop wasn't about to recognize what was on the floppy disk.
There's a good chance that it's inappropriate. Okay.
When we put the disk in an old computer from 2001, even it wouldn't read it. Oh yeah, that's my friend Dan, who I referenced earlier, the one who wrote the poems.
I don't remember how to do this.
Kevin,
That's
I opened
definitely his. Nobody knows what that says. Oh, his public library card. How did he live without this for 25 years? I was like, oh, a calling card.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
To Mexico.
These don't even exist anymore.
It's really nasty.
This Trident gum.
Oh, that's Josh's pager number there. Yeah. Feedback rocks. That's all I put in there, I think, actually. Kind of lame. You had more meaningful stuff.
I have no idea who this is about.
Why'd you put that in there?
I don't know. It's my mom's alma mater.
Ah.
Yeah.
It was probably just in your pocket.
Probably.
3 days later.
Well, all this research of time capsules has inspired me to make my own time capsule. Now I just gotta find me one. Hey! Does anybody out there have a time capsule? I found a bunch of time capsule containers online, many of them made out of stainless steel and supposedly waterproof to last a long time and keep the stuff inside safe. Let's go with this one.
8 hours later.
Okay, it's already here. So what should I put in my time capsule? Well, critics have said most time capsules are filled with useless crap. Stuff that tells us little about the people of the time and of little value to future historians. I asked the internet what I should put in my time capsule, and as predicted, the internet was quite cynical and not very helpful. But I don't want this to be useless crap. I want this to be stuff that's useful for future historians. At first, I was thinking it might make sense to put stuff that is very popular in mainstream culture in the time capsule. You know, stuff like Labubu's or something. But the more I thought about it, personal stuff made more sense, especially since the time capsule was too small for a Labubu. Man, I really like saying that word. Labubu. 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 All right, can't fit that much in here. Cannot fit that much in here, but we're gonna try. First off, I'm gonna put in... Nope, I'm not gonna tell you what I put in the time capsule. Nah, man, I don't wanna ruin the fun. Y'all can find out in 50 years. So yeah, here's just sped up footage of me putting stuff in there. This is nuts. There's nuts in here and washers. Oh, there's like two different sides. Oh, I see. Okay. Remember me. So these tools will have to be kept someplace. I'll give instructions on where I'm putting these tools to open this baby up. Remember.
To the people watching this video, K-pop Demon Hunters is really popular right now.
K-pop Demon Hunters is really popular right now. Doing this really gets you thinking about legacy, doesn't it? Legacy. But then at the same time, all humans will eventually be forgotten, so there's that. All right. It's ready. Let's bury this baby. Inspired by the world's largest time capsule being opened after 50 years, I am burying my own Mr. Beat time capsule to be buried right next to my studio, also to be opened in 50 years. And so the date I have chosen for this time capsule to be opened is September 19th, 2075. Why that date? Because that is exactly 50 years after the release of my time capsule video. Will I be alive in the year 2075? Probably not. Will my YouTube channel even exist in the year 2075? Probably not. Will YouTube even exist in the year 2075? I don't know. Honestly, I kind of doubt it. Will this specific video that you're watching right now exist in the year 2075? Well, if it doesn't, future folks may very well forget that this time capsule is here. However, just to be safe, I have uploaded this video to Internet Archive, one of the greatest websites to ever exist, I should add. Hopefully at least it will exist in 2075, but there are no guarantees, man. I did also create a video with instructions on how to open up the time capsule, but it is not scheduled to be released until September 17th, 2075, a couple days before the time capsule is to be opened. In that video, I do go over what we put in the time capsule and why we put it in there. Yep, my whole family put stuff in there. I uploaded on the following platforms because many of the platforms we take for granted today won't exist in 50 years. That's right, we upload my videos on Spotify and Rumble.
Thought I would tape it up a little bit.
She's worried about it getting moisture inside. So what's crazy is that our oldest daughter will be the same age as her parents when this is opened.
All right, now let's put it in there.
Giant Ziploc bag we're also going to put it in. They won't be able to get into it, Shannon. Yeah, perfect. Okay. It's going to be buried right next to concrete, so hopefully that will prevent erosion. Here we go. Start putting dirt on it. You said earlier that you don't want it too deep because you want people to be able to find it.
Me, I'm people. Don't step on it.
Make sure there's no air pockets. Do they see my butt right now?
I think that's been both of us.
You know what we could do is we could like spray paint this. Ha! It's done then. Hey, Betsy. What is it about time capsules that you just find interesting?
I think the idea that we are bottling up some aspect of our lives and leaving them for future generations with the belief and the trust that they will be received and that it will mean something to the generations of the future is extremely meaningful. It's really interesting. When I think about time capsules, it's always just so fascinating to try to imagine what might be in them and then to see the connections that can be made with the people. I mean, I've just talked to a few people here today, and the number of people who have some connection to this project is remarkable. Just the way that it brings people together is really kind of inspiring.
The idea behind the time capsule is that you hold a bunch of objects in a space, in this case underground, and they don't age, while the rest of us go from 11 or 12 to our early 60s. So I think coming back here, we wanted to see how much I've aged compared to those things that were buried in the ground 50 years ago. And you can kind of compare what's really happened in our lives compared to those things that have been sitting silently underground, only to now emerge 50 years later.
In my opinion, time capsules are one of the best ways to trick people into learning history. They are intentional messages to the future that I think truly capture how people of a particular time and place see themselves and the world around them. They preserve untainted primary sources to teach a future generation about a culture and identity so that they better understand it. It's one of the best ways to connect with our descendants. Burying a time capsule is an act of faith in the future. When we bury a time capsule, we hope that someone will actually be around to open it. Will someone be around to open mine? I absolutely refuse to think someone won't be. So hopefully this video has inspired you to make your own time capsule and bury it. Do you agree with the stuff that we put in there? What would you put in your time capsule? Let us know down below. See you in 50 years? Well, some of you will see you in 50 years. Hopefully. We all die.